Alright, so hi guys. I guess I should start by introducing myself. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Asia Sade Craig, and I guess for the purpose of this video, Future Sailor Craig. You can tell by the title of this video, I just enlisted in the United States Navy. So I enlisted in the United States Navy about a month ago. A month ago on the 27th of July I enlisted, and I'm leaving. My leave date is in 4 months, so I have exactly 4 months until I go to boot camp for the Navy. So I guess I should start by just telling you guys my story, like about why and how I went about joining the Navy. I got my Navy shirt on here, a Navy sweatshirt. But first of all, my name, like I said, my name is Asia Sade Craig, Future Sailor Craig. I am 18 years old, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. Born in Orlando, but raised in Jacksonville, Florida. And I've lived in Florida my whole entire life, so this is all I know. So me going to boot camp is going to be a culture shock for me. But I just turned 18. I'm actually turning 19 in 4 months, which is when I go to boot camp. And I just graduated from high school, so everybody's going back to school now. I just graduated from high school, and I'm currently working a fast food job, and looking for another job in retail. But I'm currently working at McDonald's just until I leave. But yeah, I decided to join the Navy when I think it was around my junior year of high school, and I did ROTC for about 2 years. I joined ROTC my junior year, and that was when I first started looking into just all of the benefits that the military in general would offer me. I wasn't looking for any brand, like I wasn't looking at Navy in particular, even though the ROTC branch I was in was predominantly a Navy ROTC branch. I live in Jacksonville, so we're a Navy town. I don't live too far from NAS Jax, which is literally like a mile down the road. I live a mile down the road from NAS Jax. And yeah, I started looking into joining the military my junior year, and I wasn't really like, I don't know, I wasn't really set on one particular branch, although I really wanted to go into the Air Force, and I'll talk about my Air Force experience. Even though I joined the Navy, I'll talk about my Air Force experience in a little bit. But I started talking to an Air Force recruiter the summer of my junior year, going into my senior year, was when I started talking to an Air Force recruiter, and started talking to him, and kind of stopped contact with him around October, like the fall. We talked for like a good 2 months, and I came into the office and talked to him about like jobs and stuff and what I qualified for. And then an Army recruiter hit me up, and I was like, I took the call from the Army recruiter and kind of started talking to them for a good 2-3 months, and almost actually went to MEPS with the Army and swore in through the Army. And long story short, they pretty much told me, like the day before I was gonna go to MEPS, like I was supposed to spend the night at the hotel, they pretty much told me that they none of the jobs that I wanted or that I were qualified for were available, and I would just either, one, I'd have to pick something, or two, I would just leave and pick nothing. I wasn't about to do that. You guys already know, if you're in the military or you got out of the military, like, you guys know, or if you're going into the military, I'm gonna let you know that MEPS is a long process, and you don't just want to be at MEPS for no reason, to go and not pick a job. I'm sorry, my hair is all over the place, but you just don't want to go to MEPS for no reason and not pick a job. Like, that's insane. So went down to MEPS, and well, I was gonna go down to MEPS with the Army, and I decided no at the last minute. I didn't know what to do, so I told the recruiter, I told her no, that I would not be going down to MEPS just for no reason. Like, I felt like that's what it was, for no reason, or just for them to force me to pick a job that I didn't want, and I wasn't gonna settle. So after that saga with the Army, I kind of like stopped talking to them a little bit. You know, they were still communicating with me back and forth, checking on me, and were gonna get me to go down to MEPS again, and I almost fell for it. But I didn't. And after ending that three-month long saga with them, I decided to go back and talk to the recruiters at the Air Force, the recruiter that I had been talking to. So I decided to go back and talk to him and just go with the Air Force. I had contacted the Navy before, but I just didn't really like the recruiter that I had got from the Navy when I first talked to them, not the recruiter that I had that set me up now. They weren't, I'm not gonna, just calls weren't getting returned, and like by the time they did return my call, it was already too late, and I was already set up to go to MEPS through the Air Force. And I went to MEPS through the Air Force and swore in to the Air Force back in May, like a couple months ago, back in May on the 27th as well. So swore in with them, and pretty much that's all I did. Like, I didn't know, well, I did know that the Air Force did not guarantee jobs, and I was hoping that I wouldn't have to wait as long. But if you don't know, the Air Force does not guarantee jobs. The Army and the Navy, I don't even know if the Marines guarantee jobs. I think you still have to wait. But I swore into the Air Force Delayed Entry Program on the 27th of May, and I was like a week or two before graduation, and yeah, I left MEPS without a job. I left MEPS not knowing my ship date. It was just a bad deal all around. Now that I look back, I'm not trying to trash the Air Force or anything, but now that I look back, it was a silly decision on me to join the Air Force and leave pretty much not knowing anything. So that all happened, and then like 2 weeks before, now this is a funny story, I'm gonna get into how I got pulled over to the Navy. So about a week after, not even a week, it was the same week that I swore in for the Air Force. Like I said, I took ROTC, And in my ROTC class, we had two recruiters come in. We had our NC1, or the NC1 over the recruiting area, over the Orange Park recruiting area, and we had my actual recruiter, Petty Officer Reeves, and we actually had those two come out and just talk to us about like the Navy and just what the Navy could offer in college and stuff, and the Naval Academy and stuff like that, and do a presentation. I don't even know why I was there that day. I think I had to take a test. I think I had to take a test for one of my AP classes, and it was senior skip day, but everybody in this AP class still had to come to take this test. It was second period, so I went first and second, and then I left. I went back home. So, yeah, I was in the ROTC portable, my first sergeant's portable, and our one officer actually pointed me out and was like, yeah, she just joined the Air Force. She just joined the Air Force like a couple days ago. Like, she knows about it. She knows about the whole process. And they kind of pointed me out. They're like, oh, so you joined the Air Force. And I kind of felt a little bit ganged up on, just a little bit, just a tiny